Yeah, I saw Tony dance, and Tony was back there. Yeah, I saw everybody. Hey, everyone, welcome to Kensington Live. Whoa, I'm shaking. Wow, what is this? You already know my problems. All right. If you're watching for the first time, my name's Logan. We're doing this Kensington Live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here at 7 p.m. on Kensington Theatre Company's Facebook and YouTube page. So thanks for being here. I give you a little time to get on, and it seems to work every time. So tonight is going to be fun. We're doing Joseph. You hear that music, and you're like, this is just so fun, right? So it will be fun. But a few things before we begin. You can be watching, like I said, from either two places. Either one's fine. From Facebook Live through Kensington Theatre Company or Kensington Theatre Company's YouTube page. Either one is totally good. But if for some reason, because we are live, if for some reason something happens and we disconnect from one, which we have in the past, check the other one. Just go over to the YouTube. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, go to Facebook. Get it? Just make sure we're not completely cut off. All right. Most likely we're still streaming, but we just disconnected from one. Also, we want you to comment and to engage with us. So wherever you are, Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter. We will see your comments. They'll come up on the screen, and I can put them up on the screen, and you can ask questions to those that are going to be on. If you had a question about Joseph or whatever, or a role or whatever it is, or if you were in the cast, even better, put it in your stories and your memories, whatever you want about this show. This is almost 11 years ago. Crazy. So we want to hear from the cast. And then while you're at it, share this. Get your friends and those that you know that might have been in the show on, and share this with them so they can come join us and watch. So just comment. All right. Also, this is show number 26, right? Because, Tuesday was 25. So this is show number 26. And if you have not been keeping up with all 25 of the Kensington Lives so far, you can go back and watch all of them, either on YouTube or on Facebook. Doesn't matter which one. They should all be there. It has been so much fun getting with these casts and having little, I guess we're calling them reunions, right? Virtual reunions with the casts. And of course, we've been doing Improvinators on Saturday nights at 7, and those are so much fun too. So if you need a laugh, go watch Improvinators, or if you just want some familiar faces, go watch the rest of all 25 of our Kensington Lives. Okay. Oh yes, I was going to mention. I got to remember. I have all these things. I should write them down, but whatever. This Saturday we are not doing Improvinators. It's Memorial Day weekend, so we're letting our Improvinators spend time with their families, and also letting you spend the weekend with your family. So there will be no Improvinators this Saturday, but we're going to have you engage with us still in a new way. We were trying to think of how to get our audiences to we miss our audiences for improv. We feed off of that laughter. So we have two ways that you can help us. Here's the first way. If you've been watching Improvinators, you've seen that we've been doing these awesome intro videos. We've done Full House, Brady Bunch, Addams Family. We fought last week with Kung Fu Fighting. It's so funny. But we want to do a new intro video with you. So what we need is we're going to challenge our Improvinators to do a TikTok dance, whether it's a dance that's already popular on TikTok, or if you want to make up a dance and give it to us, and we'll recreate it. What we need is like 15 to 20 seconds of a dance, and what you're going to do is you're going to record yourself dancing that dance, whatever. If you make it up, that's fine, or if it's already popular and you know it, you can dance to it. And what you're going to do is you're going to send it to me at, here's my email. Email is logan@kensingtontheatre.org. Okay. So you're going to send it to that email. And I already got one today, and I know a few more are coming. So this is good. We need them because we're going to send these out to our Improvinators, and they're going to have to recreate them. So, these are due by Saturday night because we need to send them out, and the Improvinators are probably going to have to practice the beginning of next week and then film it and send it off, and we'll make the video, okay? And we'll put you side by side with the Improvinators, and it should be pretty funny. So if you know someone that can send in or do TikTok dances or just dance in general, have them make up something and send it in, okay? Yeah, I'm looking at you, Kim. Yeah, Kim. Yeah, you should do so. She's going, I know. Okay, we'll talk. You can make it as hard as you want so that I will fail it, or whatever. Just do whatever you want. Okay, so that's the first thing. And the second thing we need is we want to use our audiences as like our canned laughter, right? So we're gonna put you up on the screen laughing. So what we need is like 10 seconds of you or your family, whoever watches Improvinators with you, to record yourself. Put your phone up in front of your computer screen if you're watching it on your computer, or if you watch it on your couch and whatever. Just put your phone up and do a laughing or whatever as you're watching, pretending to watch Improvinators, okay? And we want to put our audiences in our shows. And so that's going to be our way to do it, okay? So 2 things. TikTok dance, 15 to 20 seconds. Send it to Logan at kensingtontheater.org. And then record yourself laughing. You can be laughing at whatever. And the more silly and big the laugh is, even better. Okay? And send that to Logan at kensingtontheater.org. I suppose that one, people honking it. What? No, just kidding. I have my window open because it's nice outside, okay? Yeah, whatever. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, the laughter videos not necessarily have to be in by Saturday. We could take them up through next week, but it is nice if they were to be in by Saturday too. So send it to us, okay? You know what you have to do. Great. I got to take this off. Last thing that I always say is that we're all in this together. Yeah, you can cue the dancing. All right, we can dance to High School Musical, right? But we all are in this together, and these are crazy times. This is why we're doing Kensington Live, is to try and connect with people and see some familiar faces. And my challenge has been to everybody is to just reach out to 3 people every day and make sure that they're doing okay. It can be the same 3 people. It doesn't have to be 3 different people because we're on day whatever. I mean, I think actually this week is our 2-month anniversary of Kensington Live, which is kind of crazy, right? 2 months. Does it seem like 2 months? Maybe it does. It feels like Tony's mouthing something.
Crazy.
We're going crazy. Yeah, I think we are.
I was practicing my TikTok moves.
I saw some of those.
Did you see that?
Y'all, if you want Tony to do some dancing, you need to send in your videos. So good.
Make it hard. Abilene Kugler actually started teaching me one a while ago, and I was awesome.
Okay. And Tony's specialty is like flips and like really high jump. And
something on a tramp would be preferred.
Oh yeah, I can do those on the tramp. That's
Especially the kind of sultry moves. Those are my I usually get cast in the sultry parts and play. So.
Oh my goodness.
I'll never be Potiphar's wife.
We'll do a production just so you can be Potiphar.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think that's it, everybody. I'm gonna just leave Tony on here because why not? Because we're getting into it. We're talking about well, first of all, I should say Jill Bearden was the reason why she's like, we should do Joseph. Well, and she's like, the outreach too. But then she's got actual rehearsals for her show Hairspray down in St. George, and so she can't even come on to any of these. I'm like, why?
You call that a traitor?
Yeah, really. I
know. So let's talk about Jill.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
She's not here, right? So this is my first time ever meeting Jill. All right.
Ready?
I don't know if in the pictures, sorry, I should look so I know better, but there is a picture of Jill like with her hand on someone's head in callbacks. We took pictures. That's it. That's it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's my brother-in-law, Russell, maybe. Yeah. So I didn't know Jill. And so she's grabbing people. Like it was the funniest callbacks ever. And I'm like, what is wrong with her? It's so funny. It's so funny. And so my rewind just a little bit. My brother-in-law, Russell, I actually just invited him. We'll see if he comes on. He doesn't usually do plays, but he's got a really great voice. And so I'm like, Russell, just come try. You could do it with your wife because she's a really good singer and dancer too. And he saw the callback list and he saw Mike Bearden's name on it. And he's like, Mike Bearden? I'm like, yeah, Mike Bearden. And he's like, no, Mike Bearden. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, voicemail, Mike Bearden. And he was like totally like starstruck. Sorry, Russell, if you're watching this and you're embarrassed, but I don't think he will be. Anyway, but he's like, I will totally come. I will totally come. Anything to be near Mike Bearden, because he was like so starstruck. So Mike, the superstar, is married to Jill, who is also a superstar in her own right. And she was just absolutely a crazy lady. And she wanted to be the narrator so bad. But then Annie, this cute girl, because I like to do things not typically sometimes. I like to do atypically a little bit. And I had met Annie just in another production I was doing for South Jordan, just the city. And Annie had like crazy talents. Like she could fiddle and she could do all these crazy dancings. And she really had never done theater before. She's just a really natural, and her voice is glorious. If you got to hear Annie, she was really great. So she's kind of like your raw talent, which I love those moments. And she could do so many cool things as the narrator. And so I just kind of fell in love with Annie as the narrator. And so Jill, I broke Jill's heart because I guessed her as the narrator. She always wanted to do it. Now, Jill, let's talk about Jill. Jill, just kidding. She's going to watch this and die. No, she won't. She wants to direct it really bad. And she has this vision that every time she tells me she's serious about it, but it makes me cry because it's so funny. Like what she wants to do with it. I'll just say it involves a golden plane that comes in and bullies. It's so funny. I think it could work, but I don't know.
At the end?
Yeah. Yes. A golden plane. And I'm like, okay. And it's funny. If she was on, I would let her do her vision. It's so funny. But I mean, like funny as in, can this really happen funny? But she's super serious about it. And it is a cute idea. But she's not here. So I like the idea of talking in front of her, behind her back, kind of in a way.
In a way that she'll see it later, but it won't matter.
Yeah, this is one of those shows too where we auditioned and we didn't realize the talent that we were getting. Like, if you look at the people who did it, they were just this all-star cast. Like Kim, we didn't really understand what she could do choreography-wise. We didn't know. And then she like did this awesome choreography. You'll meet Kim, and I mean, you'll see Kim again. You all know Kim. Anyway, it just was this crazy all-star cast in this crazy building. We did it in South Jordan Middle School in this like Kiva. And it was so great. It sold out, I think, every night. It was just so good. And these adults that played the brothers and the sisters were just to die for. I will tell you, though, Chris, I don't know if Chris is coming on or not. I invited him, but I think, was it Chris? I think it was Chris. And his audition was this. He's like, Gad. And that was it. Wait, it must have been Gad. Wait, was Gad? Was that Brad, maybe? Who played Gad? Because whoever was Gad did it. Oh, it was Brad Jacobson. Okay, it was Brad Jacobson. But that's all he did is he's like, Gad. That was his song. I'm like, I will cast you. That is so.
Well, that's why Jill was like, we should do this, because it was like the first show that a lot of people did. I mean, was this like the third show that? I
think so. I think we did Aristocats maybe before it. I think we did Peter Pan and then Aristocats and then Joseph, I think.
Okay.
I was just on the season there. So
yeah.
Seems like that's right. But no, it was really, 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 really fun. And Daniel Maurer, it's the first time I ever met him. I had met him in Wizard of Oz. He came in as kind of a guest dancer with his wife, with Alina, to do Lindy hopping in Wizard of Oz. But I never really met him as an actor. And so his audition was so funny too. I think there might even be a picture of that one. Oh, well, there's him as the Pharaoh. I mean, if you know him, he's to die for. He is so good. But in the audition, I was drinking water and he like stole my water from me. Like he took it in the middle of his audition song. They were crazy. Like you could see Mike and Jill in the background there. I think it might be Michelle Hansen back there too. They were so good. Wasn't Don Ramsey in this too?
Yes.
I know. Yeah. Like who's who of people were in this crazy cast of Joseph, and it was good. If you got to see it, it was good.
Well, here's a picture of that.
Look how good they are, and they worked so hard. They're like, you guys, we got to go running. We have to sing and run at the same time because they were all like not ready for Kim's choreography. It's so funny.
I love it. Well, and everybody loves Joseph. The problem with Joseph is everybody loves it, so then it gets done, and then you get sick of it. But then you go back and you're like, oh, I do love this music, and it is so good. But you get sick of it very easily.
Yeah, I've done it twice since we've done it with ELA. It was one of their favorite school shows they've done, and yeah, I go back to it. You're right. I go back to it, and the people are like, we love this so much. It's like a new generation has to discover it now, though, because it's not so overdone anymore.
Sure.
So,
yeah,
my kids didn't even know what Joseph was the last time we did it. They're like, what? Yeah. They're like, what is this? What are the songs? I don't know.
They're like, let me take you on a journey. You're the Willy Wonka of theater.
Right. Exactly. This is Joseph. You're welcome.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's bring on some people and talk, shall we? Should we just bring both of? Well, right now we have just two of them. Let's bring on.
I know. Where's all you Joseph fans? Come on, people. Where's my ELA Joseph kids?
Yeah, it's getting hard because people are now starting to do stuff, and that's really,
I know, that's dumb. It's dumb. Why are you guys eating out now? Stop it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna bring on Gordon, who was Joseph, and we're gonna bring on you know Kim.
Kim.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some beginning questions. They're super hard. To get you to get us started, and then I have other things that will keep our conversation going. Okay, so the first question is, what is your favorite, thinking back, this is 11 years ago, so you're probably like, what the heck, I can't think back that far. Try. But what is your favorite memory? It could have been on stage, could have been off stage, as in rehearsals or whatever, or watching someone else on stage. What was your favorite memory of Joseph? Either one can go.
Yeah, I just want to point out first, this is Grant's little brother. Wait, little brother or older brother?
Oh, ouch.
I don't remember now. Little brother?
He's the oldest brother. I'm the youngest brother.
Oh, okay, all right. I couldn't remember.
Well, thanks
I said
for
little
that,
brother first. Yeah.
Well, now you can be the bully to bring on Grant, because Grant can't be here. I'm like, what? No, that's not. You can't do that, Grant.
Potiphar.
I know.
I can tell you about an unfavorite memory that Gordon created for me.
Okay.
It was one of my least favorite memories of Joseph, and I'm so happy he warned me about it, or I would have probably killed him, literally killed him. If you know me, I'm very serious about the professionalism of my craft. And so Gordon, he says, don't panic. He called me, don't panic. But I'm going to play a little trick on the cast. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. It's just a little joke I'm playing. So this is what he forewarned me. So he was contemplating doing this without forewarning.
Which I usually don't forewarn the director, just so you know.
You were wise.
I was wise on that one.
So he comes in crutches and a boot. This is like, I think, a week before we opened. And he's like, guys, sorry, man. I broke my leg. And we'll make it work. It's going to be fine. And he's like, sucking it up. And I'm like, if you'd come in and not told me about this, I would have killed you. So tell me, Gordon, what was the reasoning behind this?
So just so you know, not the first time I've done it. It is very strategic.
Okay.
You get those last runs, and everybody's just totally on edge, right? You're just like,
no, they were fine, but
right.
Yes.
And I've done that, and that almost brings you to a breaking point, and then it's not real, and you all can go, oh, okay, we're good. Let's do this.
I'm just letting you know. Good thing you called me, man.
I take the temperature. I tell you, I still feel guilty. Dawn, who is the nicest person in the world.
Dawn?
Yeah, Dawn Ramsey.
Uh-huh.
Before I was ready to reveal it, it was just talking to me, and I'm like, I don't give up the joke yet. But the way she's talking to me, just telling me, consoling me, and comforting me, and I'm just like, I want to tell you, but I can't yet.
She's so nice. Do you know she's the mayor of South Jordan now?
I did. I saw that somewhere. That's fantastic.
We rubbed shoulders with fame.
Lucky South Jordan.
Yeah, and she's still equally as nice as she was then.
Yeah. Kim, do you remember him coming in with a boot and crutches?
Oh yeah. When Cody started that, I was like, I know exactly what that was. I was just like, what? I remember just freaking out, and my whole world like started crashing down, but then it was all okay.
You know, if anybody had a broken leg, though, Joseph is probably the best one to get a broken leg, quite honestly.
Yeah.
We all dance around Joseph. He doesn't dance. Except for the pyramid. The pyramid would have been a problem.
Well, that would have somebody's back a lot.
Did you see the pyramid? Do we have any pictures of the pyramid? That was like, we need a big ending. What could we do? I know. Let's make a human pyramid with 12 men.
That's
there's no pictures.
But ever since then, my other two Josephs, I told them, I'm like, this is what I challenged my first Joseph. Do you guys want the pyramid challenge? See if you can form a pyramid in 10 seconds?
And her answer was?
They all accepted the challenge both times, but they're teenagers. They were like junior high kids, so they were ready for it. They just threw each other up.
Nobody was throwing me up.
No.
I felt guilty every time we made that pyramid.
Yeah, Gordon, how tall are you? Yeah, Gordon's not small.
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
200 plus, you know.
Yeah, he was I mean, do you have any great pictures of Gordon? Let's show Gordon. He's a good-looking man, but he's full man. There's no junior high in this kid. Yeah, there he is. Oh,
a third shot there.
Yeah, he was determined to be bare-chested. I'm like, you don't have to if you don't want to. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the bare chest. They worked hard on it.
You know what, though? So here's a story for you. I went because Jill, I don't know if she still does. She owned Jill Butler Green owned a.
She's going to be on here in a little bit, I think.
A salon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got tanned and got my knuckles all brown multiple times. Even still, I had people come up to me and they're like, "You're really white on stage." I went and got a spray tan, like, you know. I
tried, man. I have the same problem.
Me too.
Yeah, just no good. So we took away, what was your favorite part, Gordon? Do you remember something fun that you loved about being Joseph?
Those were two of mine, to be honest with you.
The spray tan or the pyramid?
The pyramid. No, the pyramid was fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And the spray tan story I quite enjoyed. And the crutches. I mean, you just lift them off for me. So
okay. Yeah, Gordon's great though. He has a great voice. This is the first time I think I ever met you, right?
Yeah.
And the last time I ever saw
I know, sad story.
He moved away like right after and went up to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yep. Broadcasting from the Vancouver.
Kim, favorite memory as Levi's wife, the most important wife.
Oh yeah.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, there are so many good memories. I think, I don't know. The Christy and Tony Miller were part of the cast, and they taught me partnering because I didn't really do that growing up. That wasn't something that I did in my dance education so much. And I loved that part of Joseph, just doing something new with partnering, and they helped a lot with that, and I really appreciated that. I also loved Joseph's harem. I thought that was super fun with the gold leggings, which we still wear in other
Yep.
Every time those come on stage, I'm like, Joseph! And just the white, and it was just so much fun. It was just like, it was so much work. The first night I sprained my ankle really, really, really bad doing a flip with Daniel. He flipped me, but I landed wrong. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was like limping the entire show, but show must go on. Only time I've ever sprained or broken anything in like 30 years of dance was in Joseph. So that's
thanks, Daniel.
I had
my fault getting those. But anyway.
Yeah, he was big, but he does partner dancing all the time, though. Like that's one of the things he does.
I know, so good. I was so grateful to have him because he led me. He was just like, And I'm like, woo!
Yeah, he was
It
really
was
fun.
fun. I loved doing it with Millie too and Liv. I loved being with my girls.
Yeah.
Those are good memories back then.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of fun. Some of the kids that are like leads and stuff right now were the little babies in Joseph.
it's
I was,
crazy.
I know,
We're old. We're really old.
I know. I'm trying to.
Gordon, were you going to say something?
I just said, Kim, I could have lent you a boot.
That would have been
And
awesome.
and
But
purchase.
they wouldn't have gone with my gold leggings. So,
I
I
love
think
it.
that's funny. We don't have the kids listed in the program or in the thing. That's kind of funny. That I should fix that. Like if you go on the website, I don't see the kids
Oh.
listed. That's really crazy. But yeah, the kids they'll say I was in that. I'm like, you were. I tell these kids I have no idea. Like I had no idea. It's their first little Joseph production.
Mhm.
Super fun. The fun thing about Kim in the show. Oh, is it Jill Green? Hi, Jill. Not so green, looking a lot more black.
It's trying. It's trying.
While she's trying to get on, I'm just going to compliment Kim. Kim is really fun to watch if you've ever watched her on stage. And so that was fun to like. It very rarely do you get to actually see Kim on stage acting because she's usually behind the scenes helping out doing the choreography or producing or something like that. So it was really fun that she got to be such a big dancey part. And it was so sad that she hurt her ankle too. Wow. Jill!
Jill!
Hi.
Jill!
I couldn't hear you at first, so I had to like switch things around.
Hey,
Thanks, everyone.
yeah.
Hey,
I was
Jill.
texting Russell. I'm like, Russell, or tried getting him on, but I haven't been able to successfully get him on yet.
Oh yeah, Russ and Ashley were
I
in
know.
together.
And Jordan.
And Jordan. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Maybe
It's
I'll
been
text
so
him.
long.
Well, here's a picture of Jill and
Oh dear.
I love Grant's like looks like Elton John.
Yeah,
totally
that's what I
did.
wanted to. I was actually going for that. So
Well, he looks he looks great. I mean, this I was like, the funny thing is, I knew that we did, but going back, I'm like, oh, of course, Grant would be a great Potiphar. That
right?
was fun. So, Jill, the question that I asked them, and I'll ask you, is your favorite memory that comes up. It could be on stage in Joseph or off stage, like rehearsals or auditions, whatever it is. What comes to mind? Favorite memory?
Oh, I'm not prepared for that question, but it was just fun. My part was just fun. I could be so ugly and fun. And so like right when you said that, I immediately just went to rehearsals trying to figure out the blocking and like how ugly I can be and how to try to seduce Joseph in the most squeamish, disgusting, ugliest way. It was pretty fun.
There's
Highlight of my life.
There is a picture where she's kind of holding my face, and I've got and it's so genuine.
We had that
Because you like have a tooth blacked out, and you know, she was.
We made a big gap in between my teeth.
Okay,
and then
well,
when
the vision, Jill was really cute to let me like with the vision, because I honestly think Potiphar's wife is so uncomfortable. Every time I go see Joseph, I'm like, this is just uncomfortable. I don't want this. So I was like, Jill, I know you're beautiful. You can see Jill is beautiful. But I'm like, Jill, could you give me the ugliest you possible? And you know what I mean? So what if Potiphar's wife wasn't actually attractive? She just thought she was attractive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I'm like, Jill, I want you to move ugly, because Jill really moves really, really well. But I'm like, move super ugly and let's make your face look. I think she even gave herself a unibrow. I'm not totally sure. Something like that.
Oh, I made the ugliest eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
And then remember when I pulled that big hat off, my hair was sticking up about the same way.
Yes, I have a picture of us at Village Inn, I think, with that. It was so funny.
Another memory I have of it too is that whole thinking you're cute, but you're really not. And then like the rich wife kind of thing. And do you remember I held BB?
Yeah.
BB was in it, my dog, my
Yes,
little
now I
white
remember.
dog.
Yes.
who was supposed to be Toto, but then Daybreak wouldn't let us, and so we got her in another way. But I just, oh my gosh, just the rehearsals made me laugh so hard because sometimes you're like, be uglier, Jill, be ugly, and then like I started like sticking my tongue out, like trying to get his ear,
Pull
and
back,
then
Jill,
Tony's like,
pull
no,
back.
not that ugly, no. Too far, Jill. That was just too far.
I think it might be in the name. Jill Beard and I have the same problem with.
Jills. Yeah.
Jill, not that much. Jill, pull back.
No,
Come on.
pull it back in. None of that. It was so fun though. And that platform, how I entered the stage, I remember that was super fun because I would crouch down and it was under a set of stairs, and then it was on like a hydraulic riser, and I just like rose up and was facing the other way, and I looked like I'd be pretty, and then I turned around with my teeth, and it was good times.
It was really, really fun. Yeah, Bryce built that. Bryce Bodily and Kevin and those guys. I'm like, is there any way we could do like a lift? And they're like, sure.
Yeah, that was fun.
Gordon,
Super fun.
Gordon, how was acting with Jill being all that ugly and all that? Any memories of?
Well, he moved out of state shortly after, so I'm pretty sure how that went.
It was so fun. And as everybody said, there were so many great adults. I mean, it's, you know, there were just so many fun people to be around. And Jill, I appreciated Tony pulling her back every once in a while. I actually quite remember the tongue, Jill. I was like, oh my gosh, she did.
I'm sorry, scarred.
But her and my brother, right?
Yeah.
It's still the only show I've ever done with my brother. First and only show that Grant and I were able to do together, which was a big motivation that both of us wanted to do it, because there was actually another role, another not named theater group that was that I really had my eye on, but the idea of being able to do it with my brother was a big part for me of why I wanted to come out. So
I remember that for Grant too. He wasn't going to do it. I'm like, just come do Potiphar. And he's like, oh, if I could do it with Gordo, that'd be great.
the only reason I got the part, though.
Yeah. Because of Grant. Not because of your talent. Well, you know, let's talk about you for a second, Gordon.
No.
Okay, tell them about, I think the most fascinating story about you is that when you were in high school, you were like the size of me.
I was smaller.
Yeah, you were like micro. Like what were you, Michael in Peter Pan or something?
Yeah, so my sophomore year, so I was 16. I'm one of the September babies. I'm one of the older, was one of the older in my grade.
Yeah.
And they had auditions for Peter Pan. Excuse me. And they pulled me out of English class. Mr. Vike, the theater teacher, is like, would you come to the callbacks for Peter Pan to play Michael? Because I was the smallest kid in the school. I still have my license. They let me keep it. The DMV was like, this is so funny, you need to keep this. I was 5 foot and I weighed 90 pounds.
Whoa. When did you grow then? When did you start growing?
My junior year. Between my junior and senior year, I grew 4 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, remember, keep in mind, people, he's 6'1" and 200 pounds right now.
I wish I was 200 pounds.
We're all 200 pounds.
Yeah, we'll stick with 200 now.
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. No. Some of us.
Thanks a lot. What are you saying?
I know. Us girls are like,
Are we?
I'll just leave. Okay.
But I always said I'd be 6'1", which is not. My brothers are 5'8", 5'9".
Wow.
I believe I willed myself to it.
I think so.
yeah.
I was going to say at the very beginning, but there's still hope, Tony, that you could.
I'm
Will it, Tony? Will it?
That would be hilarious if one day you just showed up at 6'2". Like that would be.
I'm gonna play a trick on you guys at rehearsal. I'll come in my painter stilts and be like, "What? C5." No, I willed myself to not grow. So I'm opposite.
You were very successful.
I wasn't like, please don't reach 5 feet. Please don't reach 5 feet. I've never reached 5 feet, people. Just so you know.
Awesome.
Oh no. Well, super great. I'm sorry. I wonder if we could persuade Gordon to sing for us.
Me.
He has a really nice voice. All of the Thomas boys have really nice voices. And Gordon is new. I mean, of course, he was Joseph, but he really has a great voice. Like just after he left us, he went and played Javert up in Vancouver, and he's really talented. And just, you know, oh, surprise, Gordon. Sometimes we have people sing on these things.
And we should plan it beforehand, but we don't.
Yeah.
We're so used to improv now.
Yeah.
I take requests, but what do you want?
I don't know. Any dream will do. Would that be one? That a good one?
Sure.
Logan will sing back up.
If you can get Annie on.
I did message her, but I haven't heard from her. Do you have a picture of her? Do you know who Annie is, Logan? Even she's like the one that's in the. Yeah, that's Annie. That is Annie. She's so great. I think she's like this, like super impressive yoga instructor now. Is that right? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, she's like an Instagram influencer too.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's famous.
Wow.
Like seriously, we didn't know who was in this cast. Maybe we made them famous.
Millie, you gonna say hi?
Yeah, really.
We take full credit for all of your success. There's Millie.
Logan,
Oh.
No, one of our kids, all grown up.
I will share a story with you that comes to mind.
I
What?
have to move. My son just got home.
What's a song that comes to mind?
A story.
A story.
Oh, a story. Sorry. I thought it was-
So, you know, during Close Every Door to Me, you know, it's just for Joseph, it's this
that's a good
super
one.
somber and serious song, right? And I don't know who suggested, but Tony loved it. And honestly, I almost had a diva moment. She wanted them all to lay on their. She did. They all laid
So
on their,
funny.
they laid on their backs and like did their legs all around me, like they're laying on their
What
bed
a leg dance.
like this. And I was supposed to be singing this somewhat serious song. I genuinely was like, not happy about this.
Okay, let me rewind why that moment happened just for a second. It was so funny. I don't know what it is. I got stuck in my mind, but the first time I ever saw Joseph was, I think it was at Taylorsville High School. Like the Parker Theater, they're the ones that actually brought Joseph to Utah. Like people hadn't done it before they brought it. And then they decided to do it. And they did the really small version, not the big Donny Osmond version, the very small one. And it was, I just remember, couldn't remember why, but I just remember during Close Every Door, I was laughing so hard. And so in my experience, Close Every Door was a funny song, not a serious song. And so this is my first time directing it. And I'm like, I just remember it being super funny. And I have a really great way to be funny. Let's make all the prisoners do a leg dance.
They're laying on their back.
And didn't somebody
Their
say
legs up in
something?
the air. And I'm looking around like, what is this?
They're like, okay, but didn't even somebody say something to you too? Like I even had them like talk to you, like
Me?
can they dance or something like that? Started dancing with you or something. I can't remember.
I like barely remember that part. Now you're saying, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe it was Kim. It was just
Oh
somebody.
no, it wasn't Kim.
It wasn't me.
And I felt like it
Wait,
was
Prisoners, right?
Somebody did it
Oh.
in the joke. We were in our rehearsal space was like I don't know. I remember the gray
It's
carpet.
like at a dance studio or something.
We did a dance studio and Saddle Up.
Yes,
Two
satellite.
different
Saddle
things.
Up.
Oh yeah.
I remember very well. Somebody was laying on the ground and then lifted their legs and started doing that. And you were like, yes.
No. It was planned. It was a pre-thought thing. No. It was. I'm like, this is what I wanted
I
to
love this story so much.
Okay. Oh, do we have time for a funny story? This is my favorite Joseph story. I forgot. My favorite Joseph moment. Not Gordon. Where are you? I can't point to you. There you are. Not him coming in with the broken leg. Okay. So the brothers, notoriously, anytime you do Joseph, you're dealing with 12 really or 11 really talented boys, right? I don't know if you know theater boys, but they're charismatic and ADD. All right. That's just who they are. And so they're super charismatic, super, super fun, but trying to get them to pay attention and not joke around with each other is like, it's awful. You can't do it. Okay. So I'm down, we're rehearsing. And I remember we were at Saddle Up for this one. And I was so mad with them because they wouldn't focus on this dance. And they were doing the grovel, grovel, cringe bows to fall. Right. And so I'm like, I couldn't tell somebody, I'm like, I'm going to give them fake choreography. And so I took the boys and I taught them all this really awful choreography. I had them like doing like things they would never do like normally in it. I had them do like, they were men too. So I'm like having them do junior high dancing, like do a backward somersault here. You know, things you don't normally make them do. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, trust me. This is going to be great. You'll love this. Just keep going. And so I kept giving him on. And I think I taught him for a half hour, this really awful choreography. It was so funny. And they kept looking at me, but I'm like, don't you ever not pay attention to me again. And so I am just like peeing my pants. It is so funny watching him do this dance. I wish the brothers were on here so they could remember, like tell you. It was such a great moment. And so finally, I can't stand it anymore. Like, seriously, I'm like, I have to go pee because I am like, this is so funny. And I come back and I'm like, well, all right, should I teach you the real choreography now? And I'm like, what? I've been rehearsing this for a half hour. And I'm like, I know.
Joseph, Gordon, I was going to say Joseph. Gordon heard about that and thought the leg dance was going to be a trick too.
Oh,
and that you would tell him the real choreography. Right?
There's probably some truth in that. I really thought it was going to be a joke, and it wasn't.
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite. Like, I use that story in the future too. I'm like, and that's where the Pippin came from when I gave him the trick stage romance choreography. And that came from my mischievous director days.
I like it.
What was Millie's favorite moment as a little kid in Joseph?
I liked the ribbons. I remember I loved that and the colors. I don't know what song that was too. The one that
yellow
and yellow and green and brown.
That one was fun. And it was just the stage was really fun. I remember that. It was cool.
It was fun.
Yeah.
With the lines.
Millie, who else was in it with you? Like, who else were some of the kids, the little kids in it?
I know the Bearden, like Ellie Bearden and Annie, and then, like Maggie. That's all I remember.
Emma Thomas.
Oh yeah.
All of our kids.
Yeah. It was like I'm saying, these are the kids that are like our leads right now.
Yeah, like Grant Alston, I think, was in it when he was little. Wasn't he? I think he was, because he was in Aristocats. Do you remember Grant Alston? You remember Grant?
Mm-hmm.
So like some of those kids we don't see much anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, they're just the little ones, the wee ones.
That's so fun. Millie remembers your dog, Jill. She was telling me the story before we got on. Tell her the story of the dog.
I just remember playing with it in the back, like backstage. We would just play with it and eat fishies. That's all we would do.
Isn't that funny too? Was there like no backstage? Like it was like these two closets that we had to like
it was weird
in.
I remember being in the hallway.
Yeah, and there's like
in the hallway, and we'd have to go outside and around the building.
Yeah, it was really, really crazy, but it was really cool, like performance
cool.
wise, but backstage it wasn't built like it wasn't thinking about using junior high kids on a stage or something. It was not very creative backstage, but the actual stage was really, really fun.
It was.
Should we play Kensington questions?
Oh, for sure.
You'll like
Kensington questions. You'll like this one.
Kensington questions, yeah.
It's the
Okay, Millie. We're going on a date. Bye.
Ooh.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so here's how Kensington questions work. So I'm going to put a it's almost like superlatives. I'm going to put something on the screen, and you guys get to decide who that applies to in the cast. Okay, not just out of you 3 or 4, but who in the whole cast these apply to. Okay, you'll get how it play. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is, most likely to miss an entrance. Think back. Anybody remember someone that missed entrances or
Missed entrances. I feel like I want to blame Brad, but I don't know why.
I actually know Brad really well, and I should have talked to him. We talk about this sometimes.
Brad really loved Joseph. It meant a lot to him. He even dedicated a seat in the theater. Oh, wait, I think it's supposed to be anonymous. Never mind. I can't remember.
He's okay with it.
But there's a seat dedicated to the Joseph cast.
Which may or may not be.
I was like, so bad. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, I know that Joseph meant a lot to him.
Yeah, he's mentioned it. That's the first thing when he saw me after like so many years. He's like, Joseph! Like that was like his, and it had been like 9 years. Yeah.
Gad?
Yeah.
All right, we can blame it on him. I like it. Most likely to forget a line. Anybody remember or not?
You don't forget lines in musicals like these because it's all music. Like Les Mis, nobody forgets their lines ever in Les Mis. I've never had a line problem in Les Mis. Joseph, same thing. Never had a problem with lines. So,
all right. So this one's, everyone.
Well, the only thing I can think of, wasn't there something, it's not really missing a line, but with Annie would eat the hamburger and like she just kept going and going one time and just ate the whole thing instead of finishing just like one bite. And I don't know why that came to my head, but I thought maybe that was because she was thinking of her next line.
Oh, she didn't have a line there. I think she was milking a moment. Is my good guess.
Oh, she's just hungry. She's hungry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to keep moving because my kids keep coming home and now my dogs are barking. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we like your kids.
All right.
You get to see every room in my house.
Let's say not Gordon.
Yeah.
Someone gets hurt in every show. That was my turn.
It was so sad.
Most likely to be late.
Oh, any butler. There's lots of butlers in this one.
Back then?
We had Jill. I don't know if you know, Jill's my sister-in-law. It's Paul's sister. And we had Russell Butler and his wife, Ashley. And we had Jordan. So we had 4, 5 butlers in this. Oh, crazy. They're notoriously late, but I don't know that they were late for this one or not. But it's fun. It's fun to say,
We'll blame it on the Butler family.
Blame it on the butlers. That's where Andrew got all of his charges.
All right, most likely to upstage on accident. Maybe they're so good at what they're doing.
Baby.
Maybe Daniel.
Daniel who came to my mind. He was big.
Daniel, I don't think we even understood how good Logan. I don't think we even understood how good Daniel was. Honestly, we put him in the part that we had I had no idea his charisma in front of an audience was that huge. And so, I mean, he was just excellent. He can move, he can act, he can sing. He was so good.
Yeah.
Little story on those golden pants.
I'm jealous, huh?
On Daniel's golden pants?
So Daniel's a nice skinny guy. Those pants were worn by yours truly as Conrad Birdie.
Oh, right. That's right. You donated, let him borrow. Yeah.
Didn't look so good. I wore those, put them on the first time. I thought, I cannot go out on stage like this. But I did.
Daniel has a gift for making clothes look good on stage. It's what he does.
I love it. Okay, did we do? Oh no, we already did that one. Okay, so we are most likely to break character. Anybody break character on stage? Do you remember?
I'm sure it was Jill Bearden.
Probably.
I think she was behaved back then. I don't think she was.
I don't know. She's always been.
She got worse as we've gone.
The boys were crazy too. They were so great. Like, do you have a picture of Brandon? Oh, that's exactly the one. It was so fun. Brandon's like, I can do the splits. I'm like, can you do it? And so Christy totally lifted him up, and he did the split. He held his legs open, and their facial expressions were to die for. Another fun fact I just remember about Mike Bearden is I didn't understand that he was like famous before he came here. I didn't even understand when I cast him that he was like this vocal phenomenon. And so I'm like, well, I saw him as funny. That's I didn't even notice his voice. I was like, he's just really funny. Let's put him as the French guy. So I didn't even make him really sing solos. I just put him in as a French guy because I thought he was so funny. I was right too, PS, just so you know.
You were right. You
I
were
know, he is so funny.
a funny guy.
It's funny.
He's a funny guy. All right. Who was the cast clown?
All the boys,
All the boys.
all of them, all 12, even Gordon, all 12. Yeah.
with broken leg. That was
No. They were just all the time laughing, and
It was
they had a great time. I mean, these boys are tight. This show bonded them. It always does. Those brothers, obnoxious brothers that we love so much.
best dancer.
Oh, Kim.
Jill.
We had some really.
I didn't dance in this one. I was
Yeah,
just
Jill could
ugly.
dance, but we didn't allow her to dance. And well, we let her dance.
So,
Damn.
I don't know if you're gonna ask who's not the best dancer, and I love this guy, but I remember I spent about a half hour with him trying to teach him like a two step or something. Andrew.
Oh.
It was his first time trying to do choreography, and I know he's gone on to do a lot of shows, and he was so great.
That Andrew. Yeah.
You worked so hard. Hey, can I? Do you want me to post it, or can I read what he said, Andrew?
Read what he
Yeah,
said.
he wrote in the messenger because he can't be here because this show meant a lot to Andrew. He says, I use my Joseph experience each year with my classroom. At the beginning of the year, when I talk to my students, I tell them about how good it feels to have people help you rather than critique your weak spots. I am terrible at remembering choreography, and Joseph had tons of it, but the cast was really patient and helpful with me. It made me willing to try difficult things. I talked to my students about doing that for each other, and now I hope that everyone in our classroom can feel the level of encouragement. I don't remember everything from Joseph, but I remember how wonderful the cast was.
That's awesome.
Oh.
I know. I'm like,
And he
That's
worked
awesome.
so hard. He put in the effort. It's just not a gift for him necessarily.
He always works so hard on his choreo. He is the hardest worker on choreography I've ever seen in Kensington Theater. And he does his very best, and he always does a great job. So,
He does.
Shout out to Andrew.
well, and all the girls were good dancers. I don't remember any of the wives being bad at all. Like they were all really, really good. The boys were all like super energetic and big, maybe not the best dancers, all of them, but a lot were really good dancers. And so we were lucky, but they were all kind of like, what do you call it? Overweight parents. Does that make sense? Just, just slightly, not even overweight, like, do you know what I mean?
Dad bods.
Awkward.
Yeah, just awkward. Like you hadn't been dancing for a while. Do you know what I mean? So they were very attractive people, but their bodies weren't used to dancing. And so they had to be trained to get back into this shape. It was fun. It was so
we
fun.
lost so much weight as a cast. I think we like added it up one day. We were all bored or something, but everyone lost 10 to 15 pounds for sure.
Because Tony made me take my shirt off. I actually, first and probably only time, I could do 100 push-ups, and I did the 100 push-up challenge for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I could do 100 push-ups in a row. I cannot anymore. But at that time, I could.
Okay, either.
That's awesome.
Second to last question. Who had the best costume?
Oh, I don't
Me.
know.
Me.
She
I
had a
love
great
your
costume.
hat.
That
I
hat.
love your
And your
hat.
I wish I
shoes.
had it. I just want to prance around my neighborhood in that on Halloween.
I do have the
love
hat.
my costume.
I do
And the
still have your
silver
hat.
sparkle dress. And remember the shoes?
I know the
shoes
shoes
were
are great.
Fabulous.
They were like 6-inch heels or something. They were super.
They were
cool.
huge.
Fortunately, Jill can
Sorry, I didn't
work heels.
I didn't mean to interject, but I think
Well, you
I
are
had
on
the
our
best
show.
costume.
And
I showed
also,
up, so
I loved this scene though. The best costume scene for me is one Kim talked about was Rig came back in the beginning of the second act, and we were doing Pharaoh's entourage, and they came in and they were all in gold and white
yeah.
and singing. What's that song you guys sing? I don't remember what it is. You know,
A fair story.
yeah, Fair Story. Yeah, good job. Anyway, I love that one because everything is just calm and kind of serious, and then and then Daniel takes off and he goes crazy on us. But it just was so beautiful with all the white and gold. it was a good moment.
I
Hey,
like it.
Grant. I see Grant.
I did. Yeah, why not on here, Grant? Huh?
I did what?
I think it was his costume. Maybe he was.
Oh.
I have the best part.
Well, you and Jill together were a pretty couple, especially
That
with your boa.
Elton, yes, everything about that was good costuming.
People are
I loved
mad.
it so much.
I'm just gonna keep flashing it up there for people. People are like, "Ah, there it is again."
I love how all those costumes we've seen so many times in different shows in different ways. Like
Yes.
the sequin blue vest.
Oh,
or, like,
yeah.
a mermaid and like
We are
just
the
so fun.
king and queens of recycling.
Yep.
I
Yep.
did love the white and gold, like you were talking about, Tony, and I loved, and for some reason it's embedded in my brain, the big flowy skirts that you found that you could wear any way.
Oh yeah, this
And the way the girls danced in them, I loved them.
I've used
And
those a lot too.
Yeah.
They'll be used in Les Mis. Come see Les Mis. You'll see the silk skirts. They're called double
Come see
silk
it.
skirts.
I remember we found those. Tony and I got so excited. Do you remember that, Tony?
Yeah,
We were like,
yeah.
yes, I remember that
And
day.
we bought them in bulk, so there was like
Yeah.
50 of them, and we had to like
Really?
pick out the colors we wanted, and it was an exciting day.
It was fun.
I think I have one of those skirts because you sold off whatever you
Yeah.
didn't use or the extras, and I'm like, I want one because they're so flowy and cool.
They were super comfortable. But yep, you'll see them in Les Mis. 'Cause
Yay!
why not?
Spot the costume. I like it. Okay, here's your last question. It doesn't have a little thing on the screen. Can anyone successfully name all of the colors in a row, the full thing? Anybody want to try it?
It was red and yellow and green and black and no, I can't.
Ochre and mauve and purple and truth
got them,
and
see.
fuse and chartreuse. And,
Jill, you want to try?
Was red.
No, I was doing the same thing Gordon was. Red,
I
yellow,
am
orange, and
so
purple,
bad at
and-
lyrics. That's like a gift I have. There's no way I would.
I remember Jamie.
Logan, do you have it in front of you?
I mean, well, you'd never know because I do actually have it, but I do have it all memorized. But we can go through it. You want to go through it?
Yeah, do
Let's
it.
do it.
Was red and yellow and green and brown and scarlet and black and
Peach and
ruby and
and
I'm not prepared for that. Violet and fawn, lilac, gold, chocolate, mauve, cream, crimson, silver, rose, azure, lemon, russet, gray, purple,
and white and pink and orange and blue. Blue.
Woo.
All I can see is Jamie's signs. And then she do you remember that? In the music rehearsal for the kids, she
Oh,
had it
yeah.
written on these giant signs, and she would just
I,
bless her heart. I don't know how she taught that to all those kids, but
Tony is I was about to say hired. You are sure hired to play the part of in
Thank
the
you. Thank you.
beautiful
That's what I remember.
A plus.
I have a destiny someday to be a backup dancer. That is like one of my destinies unfilled or dreams unfilled. I want to back up dance and sing just because.
For what?
you should do that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just like when people do karaoke, like my favorite thing is to be behind them, like being a backup dancer and singer.
You want to be a doo-wop girl.
Yeah, sure. No, because they're like highlighted. There's nobody in front singing. I don't know what it is. That's like dream job. That's I want to retire. Be the backup.
I'm sure there's a cruise ship that will take you.
You have to hire me. You sing the karaoke and I'll backup dance you. And
What an odd dream, but I
don't know.
don't expect anything less.
You think I'm kidding too? It's not. It's true.
We know what to do for Tony's 50th birthday. We can
Yeah,
do this big thing. She can be the backup dancer.
it'll be 4 hours of karaoke with her.
Yes. And I just have to stand behind you and backup dance behind you. I would be like heaven. I would love that. That would be so great. You know what else is heavenly? Gordon's voice. Isn't it heavenly?
Yes, it is.
Hey, you mentioned close every door if that's an easier one.
Oh, either one. Let's see.
Hey, we could do the leg dance while he does it.
If you do that, I will sing. Wait, who am I asking? Who am I saying that to?
Did you just challenge me? Because I'll do it.
I know.
Gordon, you want to sing?
Yeah.
Sure.
We won't make you laugh, I promise.
I think I'll do. It's terrible. I'm thinking of these songs. I've just got colors running through my head now.
Sorry.
Close my eyes. You back the curtain. Come on. Oh, you have them all muted. I was ready for the to
I did it.
be certain what I thought I knew far away. Someone was weeping and the world was sleeping. Any dream will do. There you go.
Dance you. I was going to do some backup dancing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, a crash of drums, a flash of light. My golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness. I was left alone. I don't know about that dream of being a backup dancer, Tony.
That was so fun. We should keep doing that.
Hey, just Gordon, I will be absolutely truthful. I was not at my full strength because,
Okay.
because I was listening to your beautiful voice. And I'm like, I don't want to be dancing right now. I actually want to be listening to you. So it's your
She
fault.
was marking it. She was
Yeah.
marking it. And then for the real production, when we have the reunion, she will be there.
Anything will
Yes.
do.
We'll remember that.
That's my TikTok. That's how I became TikTok famous. I have a TikTok identity. It's Tony.
You should have a whole TikTok account of just backup dancing, like not even
Oh my gosh. Yes.
ideas.
I'll just find people that I've made famous through Kensington.
I want to see you backup dancing Dawn.
Dawn, if you're on this, can I backup dance Dawn on TikTok?
I love it. Let's do it. Let us do it. Oh, my stupid camera.
This is a great idea. A great idea.
Gordon, you sounded awesome. That just like brought it all back. Just like that. You still
Thank
sound
you.
amazing.
Yep. Gordon's a good guy. I love the picture, just the poster picture of you. We don't have a lot of posters where the actual person is in the poster, but it was really fun. This one, Brett Ivory did this one. And it's so fun that you're the poster guy.
I had no idea. I was driving down. I had no idea you'd done that.
Oh, really?
And I'm driving down 106th.
You do know you're a picture, right? Like we took a picture of you, right?
Well, I remember taking the picture. I didn't know it was going to be like, here's the
Oh,
poster.
Okay.
I remember the picture as well, twirling with that, with the coat. But I'm driving down 106th, and you've gotten a big banner.
Yeah. For this one, I did.
Well, that's me.
I'm famous.
And then I got to work.
Harry got his lawyer on the phone.
Right?
Agree to that?
He signed his
Agree to that?
audition
Can I
form.
sue?
And then I get to work, and my coworkers had brought in little postcards of me that you had sent out. I had no idea.
Get out
And
your
he-
Sharpie, start signing
That's
them.
what I was going to say. And then he started framing them. He asked for a pile himself so we could start passing them out. It was.
Yeah, what happened to that poster, Tony? The banner. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know. At the end, usually I just said, whoever wants it, take it, because I didn't know what to do with them. So somebody somewhere has one of those. Really, I did at the end of the night. I'm like, who wants it? Who wants to go pick it up? So I have a couple, but I don't have very many. I usually just gave them away. Usually somebody would want them.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nobody wanted yours, so we didn't know what to do with it. I I think Grant has it.
My dad would want it.
I was just gonna say, or Myrna.
A life-size poster of Gordon in the makes sense.
Gordon was great. He was a super Joseph. It was fun.
That was fun. It was on my long list of dream roles that I really wanted to play at some point, and I got to do it. So thank you.
Well, I mean, it makes people famous. You act for Kensington Theater, and we will make you mayor of South Jordan.
Sprinkle some magic dust and.
Or Annie Hutchins, you'll be a Instagram. What did you call it, Jill? Instagram
And
Influencer.
influencer. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
They influence people.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
Logan, you've just got it all going on up there.
I've been told I'm quite smart.
You were so smart.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get more cast
I
members
love
on.
it.
They really are such a treat. You would have seriously enjoyed them.
I know. My last question that I always ask is lessons learned from Joseph. It could be lessons learned from the plot or the moral of Joseph, or it could be lessons learned from the cast or being with these people and working with these people. Anybody have any that come to mind?
Don't buy the wrong shoes. It was all about those shoes. So we had so many problems, but no. I thought it was just such a fun family event. Like, it was one of our very first shows, and it just had this magic to it. And I still remember it so fondly. Just so fun.
Great. I like it. Anybody else? You don't have to have one, but
I remember really well at the end of it, and I actually expressed it at the end of the show, and still feel this way. And I knew this theater company was going somewhere, not only because Tony and team are really talented, but I'd done quite a few shows here and there, and been with a lot of different community theater groups. And I was, especially for as young as it was at the time, like I said, I think it was your third show.
First year, yeah.
Yeah, had no doubt that it was going places, because there was a real level of, although we had a lot of fun and we had a good time, there was a level of professionalism that was brought to that, and that was a big takeaway for me. It made, genuinely, I have been sad up here because the community theater is not what it is in Utah in general, right? Utah's got lots of great ones, but because I have the ties to what is now Kensington, I've got to watch it all and go, oh, I wish I could be doing that, but that was a big takeaway for me. I'm sorry, what was that?
We wish you were here too. A talented adult male, we always wish you were here. No, I think for me, I look back at Joseph, like you said, it was our first year. And I mean, a year before that, we were doing Wizard of Oz. We had no idea we were going to be in our own community theater. Like, it's going to be independent and stuff. And this is when we started talking about having a theater and stuff. So when I think of that, Any Dream Will Do, I just, I was my own Joseph. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were our own Joseph. And with the help of all these amazing, amazing people, we actually made this dream come true. And I just feel like that I'm part of an elite group now, kind of where you're like, guys, we achieved this dream. And it's so fun to know, one, that it can be achieved, and you can be one of those people that testifies these things, that these things can happen if you work hard and stuff. But to know that you're with all these amazing people who helped make this dream. We were all working so hard for so many years, and now we're enjoying the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Looking back at the beginnings, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anybody else? No, you don't have to have one. But I like those lessons learned.
Jill just wants to be uglier in her life. She just can't handle being so pretty anymore. If I could only go back.
Anytime you need me to be ugly, just call. It's my favorite thing ever.
I love it. I love it. Well, you guys, thanks for coming on and chatting with us and being here for this is, like we were saying, it's hard. People are starting to go back and do stuff, which is It's good, but it is a little sad because we've been able to do all these shows and talk with everybody. But I'm glad that you guys came on, and we still had a good time and laughed. And we're gonna start a campaign to get Tony as a backup dancer for or some.
I'm so excited.
You need to do a part 2 with the brothers. We gotta get more of these brothers on.
Let's do it.
Oh, I don't know. They're like cats. It's like trying to catch rain. Like it's rough.
I like it. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Sure.
On Tuesday, everybody, you got to come back because we're doing a meet the cast of Les Mis 2020 that just got cast. So you want to come back and meet some of the leads and the people for Les Mis. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So will you help me say goodbye, everybody? Thanks for coming on. We can wave everybody.
Bye. Good to see you guys. Bye, Gordon.
Bye, Gordon.
Good to see you
Bye,
guys.
you guys. It was so good to see you again.
There's an after party. Stay on for a second.
You stick around. We're just going to go. Bye, everybody.